Hey friends, in this video I'll help you understand what logs are. You might have heard about them and I'll give you a very good introduction on what logs are. So, logs, they're really connected to things called exponents. Exponents. You might know them already, but basically what exponents are is they are an easy way to denote repeated multiplication. So let's say you want to do 2 into 2 into 2. So in the exponential form, you write 2 into 2 into 2 is equal to 8 as 2 to the power 3 equals 8. Here, the number 2 represents the base, the number 3 represents the power, and 8 represents the value. Now, when I said that logs and exponents, they both are really connected, now let's see how they are connected. Okay, now let's get some space. Okay, so let's try to write the same thing in the log notation. So 2 to the power 3 equals 8. That's the exponential form. And when we write the same thing in the log form, we write it as log, and we write the base as a small subscript, and then the value equals 8, equals 3. Excuse me. So how do you read this? We read it as log base 2 of 8 equals 3. So why do we take log in the first place? We take log, let's take in this example, we are taking log of 8 with the base of 2. What it means is that we are trying to find how many times 2 has to be multiplied with itself to get 8. So we know that 2 has to be multiplied itself 3 times and we get 8. So 2 into 2 into 2 equals 8. So 2 has to be multiplied with itself 3 times to get 8. Okay? Now let's look at some examples to understand about this more. So let's say you get something like this, log base 2 of 1 by 4. So how do you find the answer of this? Well, it's pretty simple. Now let's just equate the whole thing to, let's say, x. So we know that 2 to the power x must give us 1 by 4, right? We have seen that over here. So 2 to the power x must give us 1 by 4. Now let's simplify 1 by 4. We know that 1 by 4 is 1 by 2 to the power 2. And because this power is in the denominator, we can take that up in the numerator. So it will be 2 to the power minus 2. Now let's equate these both. So that will make us x, 2x equals 2 to the power minus 2. Therefore, x equals minus 2. Now, let's take the value of x. Now let's take the value of x and put it in the log function. So log base 2 of 1 by 4 equals minus 2. Now let's evaluate if that's correct. So what this means is 2 to the power minus 2 equals 1 by 4, and we know, and we just solve this from 1 by 4. So this means this is correct. Now let's take another example. Let's say you get something like this. Let's say you get log of 1. And how do you write that? Log of 1. Now there is something strange over here. Do you see a base? No, there is no base over here. So what do you do in this case? When there is no base in a log function, you just consider the base as 10. Why 10? It's because from a very long time people and the mathematicians have been taking the base as a standard 10. So we just take that. So log, when there is no base, just take 10 of 1 equals what? So let's take it as x. Now let's write it in the exponential form. 10 to the power x must give us 1. So 10 to the power x must give us 1. So it's pretty simple. Any number raised to power 0 will always give us 1. Any number. So whether it be 10, 20, 19, 1.999, any number. So 10 to the power 0 equals 1. Similarly, let's say any number. Let's say 1.764 dot dot dot. Any number to the power 0 equals 1 always. Just remember that, okay? So when you get log of 1, it's always 0. So we got the value as 0. So when x is 0, we just take log 10 of 1 equals 0. Okay. Now let's take another example. Suppose you get something like this. Log of 1. Okay. We just did that, right? Excuse me. Okay. Let's say you get log of 0. And when there's no base, you take 10. So what happens when you have to take the log of 0? Let's say it's x, and let's quickly write it in the form of exponents. Okay. Now can you think of a number that 10 can be raised to and will give you 0? Let's say x is equal to 1, so 10 to the power 1 is 10, 10 to the power 2 is 100, and so on. And 10 to the power 0, well, it's 1. So there is no number which can actually give 0 when 10 to the power 10 is raised to that number. So what do you think the answer is? There's no answer. It's not defined. Okay. Okay. Now let's take another example. Let's say you take the log of a negative number like log minus 1. And let's take the base as 10, the standard, and let's equate it to x. Now 10 to the power x equals minus 1. We know the drill. Okay. Now can you think of a number which 10 can be raised to and you will get minus 1? No, right? There's no number which can ever be raised to and you will get a negative number. So again, similar to that previous example, this is always undefined. Okay, because no number can be raised to another number to ever give you a negative number. Okay, so this log of minus 1 is always log of any negative number is undefined. Okay, let's take another example. Okay, now let's take a new topic first. Okay, let's take something like log ex. Okay, have you seen this any before? Log ex or lnx. So what this basically means is the natural log of x. This means the natural log of x. This and this is the same thing. Ln x or log e of x, both are the same thing. So the natural log of x is denoted in this form. Okay, so it's pretty simple. Now let's do a bit of exercise. Let's say you get log base 2 of 9. Now how do you think you can solve this? Okay, just equate it to x. So 2 to the power x equals 9, right? Okay, can you think of a number which x2 can be raised to and you will get 9? 2 to the power 1 equals 2, 2 to the power 2 equals 4, 2 to the power 3 equals 8, and 2 to the power 4 equals 16. So there is no natural number or integer which you can raise 2 to and you will get 9. So probably it must be some rational number or a decimal number, right? Yes, it's true. So and you cannot calculate that with your own hands, and it's not that easy. So how do you do this sum? Well, you do the conversion of base method, okay? So how do you do that? You just take log of 9 divided by the base, log of 2, okay? The 9, log of 9 divided by log of 2. Now you can easily find this by putting it to a calculator. You just go to a calculator, put 9 and take the log, divided by, put 2 and take the log, and when you get, and what you get is the value of x. And you put the value of x and you get 9, okay? So this equals log of 9 divided by log of 2, okay? Let's take another example. Let's draw the line. Okay. Log x base x of 81 equals 2. Okay. Now this is a bit different, but you know it's easy, right? So let's just write this in the exponential form. So this goes like x to the power 2 must give you 81, right? Okay, good. Now, how do you solve this? Do you know any number which is any number's whole squared gives you 81? Yes. Okay, let's just solve this. Is equal to root of 81, and you know that the root of 81 equals 9. Therefore, 9 whole squared equals 81. It means x equals 9. So the answer is 81. Log base 9 of 81 equals 2. Now, how do you evaluate this? 9 to the power 2 will give you 81. So it's correct. Let's take another example. Okay. Let's take this log base 2 of x equals 4. Okay, this is again a bit different, but it's easy, very easy. Let's write it in the exponential form. 2 to the power 4 equals x. Now 2 to the power 4 means 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, and that's just equal to 16. So x equals 16. So the final answer is log 2 16 of 16 equals 4. If you want to check it, 2 to the power 4 is 16. It's correct. Let's take another example. What about this? Log base 3 of 27 equals x. I'll give you some time to solve this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Okay, let me solve this. So this just means 3 to the power x equals 27. Therefore, 3 to the power x equals, can you write 27 in the form of its prime factors? You know 27 equals 3 into 3 into 3. 3 is a 9. 9 into 3 is equal to 27. So this can also be written as 3 to the power 3. Now it's pretty easy. You just take x equals 3. So this implies x equals 3. Okay, now you just put the value over here. So what's the final answer? Log of 3, log base 3 of 27 gives you 3. Easy. Now if you want to check it, 3 to the power 3 equals 27. 3 into 3 into 3 is 27. It's correct. Okay. One last question for you, and I want you to write the answer in the comments, and that will be the last example. So what is log base 2 of 15? What is it? I hope you get the answer, and do comment down below and let me see what you get your answers. and I hope you learned a lot about the logs, and I'm hoping that you're not scared of it anymore. See you, bye bye, and this is Srini signing off. Thank you.